must know how to woo a woman to win me, and young men have not the experience." She was less concise when asked by authorities why she bought the arsenic that had caused Walkup's death. Minnie had many stories. She couldn't remember buying it. She bought it to lighten her complexion. She needed it to mix with urine to take a stain out of her dress. Or maybe, she speculated, he had bought it and poisoned himself. Memory failed Minnie about what had happened, and the members of the all-male jury, though they didn't really believe her, but hesitant to condemn a woman, voted to set her free. In John Ketcham's last months, the doctors had tried to keep him from drinking. Minnie had a different theory of medicine. He needed the liquor she smuggled into his sick room, she said, when confronted with her actions, to keep him alive. When his angry relatives, sure that this black widow had killed him, asked where the will and the marriage license were, she couldn't really remember. Oh, and there was so much she couldn't recall. "I don't remember," she testified over and over, remaining composed while avoiding the truth. No, she really didn't recall asking the maid to say she was going out to buy butter when she went to purchase poison instead. She forgot entire conversations with 2 pharmacists who inquired why she was buying arsenic. Besides amnesia, her other weapon was alternative fiction. Canned oysters, not the arsenic she was stockpiling, were what ended Walkup's life on that hot August day. She probably had also forgotten that after he ingested the oysters, she volunteered to go downtown to buy him a soda pop, stopping at yet another drugstore. There she bought more poison, spending 25 cents for 4 ounces of a highly toxic type. Though pharmacist Ben Weldon told her that most ladies using arsenic to lighten their complexion bought Fowler's solution, which contained less than 1% of the poison. She certainly forgot to sign the book stating the purpose for her purchase before she walked out. But it didn't seem to really matter what lovely Minnie Wallace Walkup, she of the dark Madonna eyes, who was celebrated for her loveliness since she was very young, forgot. The all-male jury seemed enthralled, as did others in the courtroom, including the judge and John Jay, another older man who had promised his fortune to free her. Even when the evidence piled up against her and the courtroom crowd seemed to turn against her, Minnie was always able to win her audience back. Sure, there was the incident with William Bourne, a neighbor who attended the wedding party when the new Mr. and Mrs. J.R. Walkup returned home. He developed symptoms of arsenic poisoning after accepting a beer from Walkup that Minnie had prepared for her husband. Bourne survived, and later stated he believed he was the accidental victim of a dose meant for the new groom. And yes, Minnie spent more time on sewing her mourning dress than in actually mourning the loss of her spouse. When Dr. Jacobs, who had just come from the deathbed of her husband, asked to see all the powders she had collected from her many drugstore visits, she immediately agreed to fetch the box that she kept in her room. But, oh no! As she was carrying the box in her finely shaped hands, it slipped from her grasp, the fine powders drifting all over the dress she was wearing and down the stairs she had been descending. While she tried scraping the spilled medicine back into the box, an impossible job, Dr. Jacobs, who suspected poison, took some of the particles for testing. Would you be surprised to learn that it was arsenic? No, we didn't think so. It didn't matter. All who attended the trial always reverted to the impossibility of such a lovely widow committing such a heinous act. One of the male jurors told reporters he was haunted by the thought of sending the beautiful widow to the gallows. As for the poisoning of Delancey Louderback, a rich industrialist, which also took place in Chicago, authorities didn't even bother to charge her, despite testimony that she had supplied the vial containing the cyanamide that caused his death. Maybe they were tired of trying to get a jury to hold Minnie accountable. The deaths laid at her feet didn't seem to slow her down. She collected her inheritances, spending the money gleefully on lush living, expensive clothes. She liked to sparkle in jewels, form-fitting gowns.